Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to the Curious Intern podcast. This is a Christian lifestyle podcast where we share opinions or I get opinions on different views of life or different aspects of life. And I share what other people would say, what you might be thinking. I share my opinion and overall the main person, God. So welcome to this episode and I hope you enjoy it. We're back again. It's another day, another morning, afternoon, or evening, and I hope it is good to you. I think the last episode I told you guys I was going to start a series, and I'm actually doing it. I am so excited again. I don't know. I just really feel like this is something God really wants me to talk about. This is something that would really help people, so people have questions about it. And I'm going to do my best in my own way to discuss some of these things very much so. But I'll remind you so that nobody will come for my head that these topics are still based on what I have, understood from my point of view. This is my point of view backed by God. Okay. So the way the Holy Spirit works is that I might not be able to say everything. I might not do everything. So I would advise that as you've listened to me, if you have any questions, please ask and I would try my best to get answers to them. Maybe I did not answer every question. And so, it's really broken down. So the first, of course, when you see the topic, you would know it's rejection we're talking about. Okay. So we're going to be opening up rejection in different ways. We're going to be seeing how people understand rejection, how people feel rejection. And in fact, there's actually a disorder about rejection, like a medical, they don't put it per se as a diagnosis yet, but you would realize some people, you just talk to them or you might not even really act that way. But if they perceive they're being rejected, you would see that, oh, wow, they are acting in a funny way. That's because of something in their head. So we're really going to open up this word rejection. And I don't think one episode will be cut out for it, except if you want me to be talking to you for like an hour or so. And I don't find that beautiful. So it will be short, like 10 to 15 minutes, hopefully. And I just want you guys to enjoy. Okay. So let's go into it. First off, as I like to do my thing, I like to go into Google and see what the word as per noun call it, or when it's being used in a sentence. What does it mean? Rejection. So the most common way is feeling rejected. So it's a feeling. You feel rejected and it's the opposite of feeling accepted. It's an act of refusing to accept, refusing to use or believe someone or something. It is dismissal, it is exclusion, it is renouncing, it is surrendering, it is discarding. It is to turn down, it is to rebuff. So all these words are like synonyms you can use for the word rejection. So even if some people are like, rejection is such a big word, right? They're like, don't use that word. But if you're putting someone in dismissal, like, oh, let's never talk about this person. You're turning down, you're rebuffing, you're renouncing, you're excluding the person from parties. You're excluding the person from invitation. You're literally rejecting that person. Some people are like, no, I can't reject the person. No, I'm so nice. I'm everybody's friend. But then if you want to talk about something, there's somebody else you would not, let's not tell this person. Let's not put this person in our circle. Why be friends with someone if that person has already been rejected by you? So that's on the people rejecting now. So I'm letting you know that this is an act of what you're doing. But if you are now the subject of that rejection, it is an action that you experience and it is subjective for the receiver. It can be perceived when it is not actually present. So you might not say the word, but it can be perceived. You might feel rejected even when the person is not saying I reject you. You can feel, I'm trying to say your feelings are valid now. If you feel that, okay, the way this person is acting towards me shows that he or she dismisses me, he or she's turning me down, then you're being rejected. Okay. So how do you know that you've been rejected? Because some people are so oblivious. Rejection are like positive and negative. I do not want you, especially in this relationship thing. Guys, I'm walking on the road. I'd side note, let me digress a little bit. Guys, this hurt me in more ways than one. I mean, I'm sure the person didn't mean to, but it wasn't me being rejected. It wasn't that I wanted to. I wasn't rejected per se, but I was rejecting someone. And that was because the person was trying to give me the shoes of a side chick. Yeah. Silence, everybody. So I was talking to this person is obviously older than me, like my mother, like my father's age class, and married with kids, and was straightforward with me and telling me, and I liked that. I mean, I was even aware that he had a wife and children, and I even told him, and he was like, yeah, he's very straightforward, he knows, but he wants me. He wants to take care of me. He wants to give me a second chance. No, he wants me to give him a chance to take care of me. And I said no. So some people don't understand rejection. So that is why I'm letting you now know that if these things happen to you, especially in this opinion, this social part as per se, like if you call someone and they never respond to your text, to your calls, then you've been rejected. If they outright tell you, like I like to do, I am so nice in that aspect, I don't like to waste time. Some people will just, not text you, not call you. And because when they're not calling you, texting for a long period of time, it could be that they lost your number. It could be that, they have not been with their phone for a while. There could be a lot of reasons why that can happen. So it kind of keeps you like, okay, am I rejected? Am I not rejected? But internet says that if they never respond at all, just take it that you've been rejected. And I think you are it's credible to you, like you're liable to your opinion. When somebody asks you that, no, I didn't reject you, be like, you never responded to my text, you never responded to my calls, so yeah, that's why I took it that you rejected me. So you have proof. But then I'm of the opinion that just tell them, okay, I don't like you, I don't want you, I can't be your friend. No. Then there's another. This one pains me. Sudden silence. Like you guys were talking and just talking, or you in that co-worker of you, and you guys were like friends, and then they just went quiet on you. But I do believe, okay, we'll still talk about that, because there has to be like triggers per se for someone to reject you. So if they don't like you, if they don't want you, so no callback, sudden silence, outright telling you, which is still the best one, they never respond to your text and call. So that's how you know that you've been rejected. So another thing we're going to talk about before, we go to the next episode. Okay, guys, I really would have just said let's do it all at once, but I realized that talking too much is not gonna help our life. So just listen to it in bits and bits, and then process it. So I have defined rejection. I have told you how you would know that you've been rejected. So now I want to mention about the types of rejection. The way this world works, it's like we can't leave things just flying around. Things have to be categorized per se so that you understand where you fall into. So we have the thing called the social rejection. Okay, we have what we call social rejection. Pardon the flipping of pages. As I said before, I actually plot out things. So we have romantic rejection, we have professional rejection, and I added this self-rejection because, okay, let's just talk about one by one, so that, but I'm about to just be very passionate about that self-rejection, but let's just start one by one. So romantic rejection, which is like an example I gave, your crush just says, you went to meet your crush and you're like, I like you. I'm talking like from the guy's point of view, because even though the world is turning in a way that girls are like, we shoot our shots, but you would still see that a man likes to do it. So a man goes up to a girl, walks up to a girl, and is like, I like you. Would you, be mine or something. I really don't know how they do it anyway. My guy talked plenty stories before he came to the final point that I should be his partner. So let's just say your crush, after a few dates, after you've been dating for a long time, and then they come and they say, sorry, I don't think this is working. You've been romantically rejected, guys. It hurts, but yes, I want you to understand what it is. You've been rejected, you've been rebuffed, you've been turned down, you've been dismissed, you've been excluded from their lives romantically. So just carry your bag with your pride and walk away. So the second one is social rejection. This is when people exclude you from parties, people don't invite you to meetings, people don't, invite you for things at all. So they don't want to be your friend. And if they don't want to be your friend, they are not the right friends. Okay, then it could also be your friends, like you are all friends, but then certain matters, they just exclude you based on, maybe I'm a Christian now and most of my friends are not really believers. So because of that, they exclude me from their activities. See? So I'm trying to let you know that they are excluding you from activities because they know that you would not go for it. So don't say that because of that you are not invited, and it causes a difference within you and your friend. It makes you feel like you guys are not together anymore. Please, no, it's just because of certain parts characteristics you guys might have, they might reject you socially. So rejection is not always bad, sometimes good, and it just shows your place and it allows you to work on things. So that is social rejection. We have professional rejection. This is when you don't gain admission to the school of your choice. I think I've experienced all three. And most of us experience all three. Some of us experience just one, some of us experience two. But yeah, the course of your choice, you were not given. You wanted to be a doctor, you ended up being given like anatomy. Oh my goodness. Or you wanted a job at a particular company, organization, hospital, and then you didn't get it. Or you worked for a promotion and you did not receive it. So anything in the professional career of life, the professional circle, the part where it deals with your career that you've been rejected in, that is when you'd call it the type as professional rejection. Then now, guys, self-rejection. I feel like this is a silent type. That's why I didn't even really see it on the internet. Or maybe if I had typed it separately, I would have seen something about it. But self-rejection is like you choosing that you're not worth it. After I think this is like a build-up, especially like social rejection as romantic rejection. Oh yes, I forgot to even add. There's also there's a type of social rejection. There's a type of mental health condition that falls under social rejection. Okay, so I would still talk about that later after this self-rejection. So as I was saying, I think when you've experienced all these three basic type of rejections, quite often than not, you start to self-reject yourself. You start to feel like you're not worth it. You start to feel like this life isn't, deserving anymore. You don't deserve this life anymore. I think from self-rejection, that is when people start to have suicidal thoughts. Because if you love life, you would not reject yourself. You would not reject your very existence. So it's a type, guys. It is existence. So people wake up each morning and they don't like themselves. So people, there's this superficial feeling sometimes. That one is not really deep, where you're like, oh, I don't like the way my eyebrows are, or I don't like the way my skirt looks on me. Those ones are different. That one is something that can be changed. But then when you've been hammered down, battered down, beaten up by, words from people, rejected so many times, you start to feel like, I actually don't deserve living anymore. I actually don't deserve love anymore. And I want to let you know that I hear you, I see you, and we can get over this together. Okay, so just stay tuned, guys, to the next one. Oh yeah, before I leave, I did say I was going to mention a mental health condition. Okay, so I don't know if we've heard about rejection sensitive dysphoria. It's not officially recognized as a diagnosis, but it is real. So some people are so sensitive to rejection. So what it means is that you experience severe emotional pain because of a failure or feeling rejected. So when you are like rejected, your brain cannot regulate rejection related emotions and behavior, so it makes it much intense. And this condition is actually linked to the people that have ADHD, and experts suspect that it could happen because there's a difference in their brain structure. So people that have that ADHD, they are so active, they can't stay without doing something. So there's always most of their emotions are short-lived. Okay, not emotions, but most of the actions are short-lived. They can't finish a thing. You would see them making the bed, before they finish, they're going to another activity, and they're hyper. That's the H. The H stands for hyper. So someone that is now, when you reject such a person, they would feel it much more intense than somebody that is like, not like an average normal human being. Like, you tell that type of person, no, I don't like you. Oh my goodness, that person, like in a deep way, that person can go to the mirror and start hating. Oh my God, this person doesn't like me. And then dysphoria, you're like, that's difficulty. It's so intense. Euphoria is like an intense emotion of happiness, right? So dysphoria will be the opposite. You would just be down. These people they would withdraw, they would not talk, and you'll be like, didn't I just say no, ordinary no to this person? So yeah, if you know that you've experienced this before, please take note of it and try as much as possible to avoid yourself in such situation. See, I call mental illness an illness of the brain. It doesn't mean you're not okay. It can be dealt with. It just means that you process emotions differently than we do, like the normal people. Okay, so certain things have been wired, certain chemicals in the brain are not produced enough, and it's just happened. But the ultimate healer, is God. So yeah, that is this. So before I end this, I also want to let us know about the symptoms of rejection. So you would realize you're having low self-esteem, you'll be more self-conscious, you would outburst easily. So these are certain symptoms that, okay, I think I'm going through a rejection phase. Especially when I had my professional rejection, I didn't get into school on time with the course. If I all of them, plus the course that I wanted, plus the school I want, everything, I just didn't get it, and it just got me so down. I got irritated easily. I was more self-conscious until I had to let it all go. So in the next episode, we're going to be sharing how to get over this and what God has to say about this. And there was a story that I read about a person who was rejected in the Bible, and I'll just let us know about the story. And yeah, I can't wait. See you next time, guys. God bless you. Love you. Till next time, this is the Curious Intent Podcast. Like, share, follow, comment, DM. Bye. God bless you. See you later on the next episode of Curious Intent. Bye.